oil and gold. The kind of family bringing the will of God is unfolding. Give it without a problem. Your heart is learning when you're still there on perch. Yes, Johnny, no, practice and give
Mad, okay.
When I started rapping was summer 2019. Around the first time I was joking, smoking the weed. Timmy laughed at me. She said that I was a joke. Never took it to heart. But really, I was playing. Give us and Peters wrote on the daily. I was praying.
Tell me about home.
Hmm.
What that means for you.
Foundation, safety, identity. I grew up in Nigeria. I moved a lot because my dad was in the military. So I learned how to make friends quickly and I learned how to move on quickly. The nuclear family I had was like, it worked as a unit perfect for that. Towards my high school period, I went to a boarding school, and when I wasn't in school, I didn't go out at all. Like, I was always at home. Like, we would always go to church. I had to learn about God. Yeah. It was fun though.
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Well, you live here now.
Yeah.
In PEI.
Yeah.
Tell me about like the transition.
Yeah.
What was that?
The transition was quick because when I moved here in 2008, my father had been assassinated in 2007. And there was a period of 6 months where my mom had to like work on herself, on how to move on. And we spent those months in England. And right after those 6 months was when things started moving really quickly. So all of a sudden, I had graduated high school. Then my father passed away. Then there was the 6 months where we spent doing nothing but just, yeah. And England was perfect because it was just gray every day. And yeah, after 6 months, then it was, you have to move away for safety as well as education and furthering your career. Yeah, and so I found myself in PEI. I did business, the first 2 degrees, and my third one was environmental science at Holland College.
Like, how did you meet Tamara and Mark, and how did the Umbrella Collective come together?
The Umbrella Collective met by accident. Someone had contacted Tamara to put on a show at the Guild, and somehow I got into it to sort of put on a show right away. Like, the artists felt rushed, so some artists left and some artists remained. And then we sort of looked at each other, and then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do this. And we did release an album, and it's called Welcome to Studio UC.
Running slow, you will make it if you keep on going. Keep on sowing, rainy weather will be here and gone. Hold the phone, you mean that if I keep on smiling through the BS, I might keep on winning? Yeah, well, that is relative, good or bad is sedative, right or wrong is militant, nature flow is never choosing this or that, but you know it's medicine, patient flow, not hesitant, latent energy, breathe on the low, wait on Hennessy, back on the show, skipping the line and the 99 you were told, living the line with a banana in the road, visitors, home girl here is the minute, she's out where she's by my side of the man, no intelligence, the live we carry that, no, yeah. Oh,
is my mother's first name. And I started using that as my last name because as a way to honor her and just I have a lot of love for her. She was and is everything I needed at every point in time. She just molded into love and movement, love and action. That was something she always told me after my dad dies. Like, don't be timid. Don't every time. Like, don't like. But this is a Nigerian woman who grew up like in a third world country, and seeing her husband murdered, and then having to pick up the baton herself. And so there's a picture of her holding an umbrella where she's smiling. Like it just the picture just says joy for me. And she's passed away now, and she passed away in 2016. And during that period, again, it was just sort of staying above water because, and I had to find a way to go through Holland College. And then after graduating, finding a way to like stay in Canada, work in Canada. And so you could see how all those factors even contributed in saying, I don't want somebody else to try and like live through this. And so I started doing some shows where we raise donations at the shows. We'd use and buy groceries and then give back to people. And it was called like Ruth's Immigration Funds. Then I had to navigate through the serving industry. I recently left a company that was considered the peak of like money earning potential in a certain like working bracket, and I did not enjoy spending 8 hours of my life there. And it made me realize that I wanted to be a farmer. Basically, my grandfather had tubers. Like we grew up with yam tubers, cassava. And so I eventually want to become a sweet potato farmer. I do deliveries for a local farmer from Alberton currently. She had told me that they had extra batches that they're trying to move. This opportunity here was like, are you ready for me? I was like, yes, sign me up. Like instantly, like, come on. And all that I'm doing right now, I see it as sort of step by step because I see the goal. I see that farm. I see it. So I just like that's why everything I'm doing, there's nothing right now that I'm doing that is not sort of giving me joy because it's ignition. So we probably sold that last week. Okay. Can I dance?
So, this not root on a low-key anthem. Giving you vibes at the show-key man them. Giving me eyes on a low-key tandem. I'm feeling tick ties and I know she wants it. No bad vibes, my guy rebuke it and throw it. I say far away. I beg far away. I tell them far away. I beg far away. Yeah, like a meet in the parts, we are whistling. Yeah, hit the record, it's a camera. Yeah, no problem, I'm a camera. Yeah, we ain't amazing.
Learning about sweet potatoes, learning the best way to market them, establishing sort of a clientele so that by the time I say I want to like start to sell like my own sweet potatoes or something like that. So I would say, I mean, 5 years I won't be there. I might not be there, but I will certainly be closer to like the bigger picture, like probably touring Canada, performing music with the Umbrella Collective, selling sweet potatoes on the side. Like, come on. So it's like, it's hard not to be content. It's hard not to be grateful right now. Yeah. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I am content, yeah.